beloved child. Do you sense this strange stirring? In these recent days, there have been moments when your heart lowered itself gently like a leaf separating from its branch. Soft, slow, yet full of meaning. You thought it was merely a passing mood, but I knew it was the sign of a sacred autumn brushing against your soul, a season in which I am removing what has withered, gathering what has ripened, and leading you into clarity, peace, and restoration. You have not realized it yet, but the wind has shifted. Certain things within you are falling without a sound, like a golden leaf releasing from its branch once the season has come. And I want you to know not a single leaf falls without my knowing the reason. I am performing a spiritual harvest, lifting you out of what has reached its end. I am not destroying, I am clearing the path. My child, in this sacred autumn, I am touching 3 things that will fall away from you naturally. The way leaves fall from a tree when the autumn wind passes through. You will not need to force them, nor tear them off. They will release when I breathe my wind. These 3 things once had a purpose, but their season has ended. They are the invisible burdens you carried for so long you mistook them as part of your own body. They are the emotional bindings that kept your heart tethered to connections that exhausted your spirit. And they are the small, shrinking thoughts that narrowed your vision, like someone seeing the world through a crack in the door instead of an open sky. I will do this gently, no tearing, no shock, no wound, like a light wind lifting a leaf from its branch without hurting the tree. First, the invisible burden. I want you to picture this. For many years, your soul has been like a radiant apple tree, yet tied to its branches were hidden sandbags no one could see. Each bag represented a worry, a memory, a self-blame, an overloaded expectation you strapped to yourself. People looked at you and thought you were strong, but I looked at you and saw what you never said. That invisible burden tired you more deeply than anyone knew. But in this season, I am removing those weights one by one, not with hammers, not with knives, but with my hands soft as autumn breeze, warm as evening sun. You will hear a quiet lightness inside you without knowing why. That is me. I am untying what you could not undo. You became so accustomed to carrying heavy things that you mistook heaviness as normal. But I am opening your eyes. My normal is peace, not strain. My normal is lightness, not tension. My normal is walking, not dragging your life forward. Invisible burdens weigh you down, but they do not deepen you. They make you stoop, but they do not strengthen you. They quiet your mouth, but not your soul. So I am placing autumn wind upon your life to carry away what made you bow your head in silence. As these burdens fall off, your chest will feel wider, your breath longer, and your steps brighter like sunlight walking beside you. The second thing leaving you is emotional bondage, the soft yet tight vines wrapping your heart like ivy around a tree. They are not evil, they simply no longer nourish you. There are people, memories, stories, hopes, and disappointments within you, things that made you believe you had to hold on, to attach, to wait, to soothe, to endure. But I know those ties have completed their season. They once taught you how to love, how to be patient, how to sacrifice. But now, they only hold you back. Emotional bindings make you think you owe something, but you owe no one anything except the safeguarding of your own peace. In this season, I will unwind those ties like a gardener removing ivy from a trunk slowly, gently, but decisively, so your heart can breathe again. I know this may frighten you, because you think letting go means losing, but no. My child, letting go is release. Emotional bonds fall away not so you become cold, but so you may love in the right way. love without strain, love without self-inflicted wounds, love without blaming yourself. When old ties fall away, you will feel your heart washed by a warm and strange water, the water of truth, of purity, of new purpose. I am not taking from you what you need. I am removing what is no longer healthy for you. And the third thing I am lifting from you is the shrinking mindset, those thoughts that made you see yourself as less than what I placed within you. You once saw the world through a narrow window, because you had been wounded, belittled, overlooked. Those experiences were like winter keeping you in the shade, making you afraid of the light. But in this sacred autumn, I am pulling down that old curtain so you can see that the sky is wide. The earth is open, and your vision must grow larger. You were not born to withdraw. You were born to bloom like a brilliant garden at the end of autumn where every color bursts forth before winter comes. Love without self-inflicted wounds. Love without blaming yourself. When old ties fall away, you will feel your heart washed by a warm and strange water, the water of truth, of purity, of new purpose. I am not taking from you what you need. I am removing what is no longer healthy for you. And the third thing I am lifting from you is the shrinking mindset, those thoughts that made you see yourself as less than what I placed within you. You will stand straighter, see farther, and walk with confidence like someone who knows their season has finally arrived. My child, now I need to speak to you with the voice of the sky in the midst of a storm, strong, sharp, yet entirely protective. A sacred autumn is not only a gentle season, it is also the season when I command the winds to blow away what no longer belongs to you. And when I speak, the entire spiritual realm trembles. The second thing leaving you is emotional bondage, the soft yet tight vines wrapping your heart like ivy around a tree. They are not evil, they simply no longer nourish you. There are people, memories, stories, hopes, and disappointments within you, things that made you believe you had to hold on, to attach, to wait, to soothe, to endure. But I know those ties have completed their season. They once taught you how to love, how to be patient, how to sacrifice. But now, they only hold you back. I am opening your eyes to see what you never dared to look at. You are bigger than you think, and you carry more than you believe. A shrinking mindset made you fear stepping out, fear trying, fear speaking, fear living. But I am breathing into your heart to ignite a deeper identity. You are one I created from light, not one meant to hide in shadow. When the shrinking mindset falls away, you will feel the shift, not through noise, but through the widening of your soul. I do not wait for you to be brave enough to let go. I change the inner space so what does not belong to me slips away on its own, like golden leaves falling from a branch when strong wind passes through. The old ties are leaving not because you push them out, but because I have spoken. I know there are moments when you feel as if someone is turning you off the path. Things that once calmed you become dull. Conversations that once excited you now drain you. Places that once felt safe now feel cramped. You think you are being inconsistent, but in truth, this is my transition. I am pulling your heart toward a stronger, deeper, true light. When seasons change, you cannot remain in the old atmosphere, and I, with a voice like thunder but hands like silk, am leading you out. Imagine an old oak tree in the forest. Whenever a storm passes through, only the leaves whose season has ended fall, while the green ones remain. In the same way, when I send wind through your life, I do not uproot you, I only remove what is already dry. You lose nothing that needs to stay. Nothing is taken that I still intend to use. My wind only removes what you thought you needed but what has secretly weighed down your heart. Sacred autumn does not destroy, it purifies. And you are being purified powerfully yet tenderly. Do you remember that recent morning when you opened your closet and suddenly realized there were clothes you no longer wanted to wear? You once liked them, but now they no longer feel right. I use that simple, ordinary picture to show you a spiritual truth. The old things no longer fit you, not because they have changed, but because you have grown. Your mind is growing. Your soul is widening. Your awareness is expanding. Old lessons, old patterns, old limitations are falling away like tight clothes. I do not ask you to fight them. I simply let you no longer find yourself in them as a sign that you have entered a new stage. Everything in me has seasons, and this autumn season is changing you in depth. My voice in this season is not the whisper of falling leaves. It is like a hammer striking stone, but only to release the water hidden inside. I am breaking open the small thinking patterns that have kept you from dreaming, from believing, from stepping forward. You have bowed your head for so long that even a slightly brighter light feels overwhelming. But I, with gentle power, am lifting your chin so you may look directly at your future. Small thinking is not a flaw. It is the symptom of old wounds. And I, the one who knows every fracture in your heart, will not allow it to shape your destiny for another season. Have you noticed those moments when you were walking and suddenly felt a breeze sweep across your chest? So soft, yet enough to make you pause for a second. You thought it was just the wind. But I used that moment to touch you in a language you cannot resist. Reminder. A reminder that I am here. A reminder that I am shifting the season. A reminder that you are not walking alone through this transition. I use everyday movements to speak sacred truths because I want you to understand this. I am so near that the smallest details of your day can become mirrors reflecting my intention for you. So, my child, when these three things fall away, the invisible burdens, the emotional entanglements, the shrinking patterns of thought, do not see them as loss. See them as the yellow leaves that fall to prepare for a stronger bloom. When I remove the old, I do not leave the soil empty. I prepare it for new growth. When I take away what is broken, I replace it with what is whole. When I close an old door, I open another that is larger, brighter, and filled with peace. You only need to stay still in me, and you will see this sacred autumn has not arrived to weaken you, but to release you into the clarity you have long desired. My child, now I want to open your spiritual eyes so you may see more deeply what has just departed, not to make you regretful or confused, but to help you understand that everything was my loving intervention. What you thought was loss was truly protection. What you perceived as breaking was actually redirection. What you felt as emptiness was the space I was creating so peace could enter. I do not want you only to experience a spiritual autumn. I want you to perceive it. Because when your spiritual eyes open, everything I do becomes clearer, richer, and far more meaningful than you ever imagined. The first thing I open your eyes to see is this: the invisible burden left, not because you became strong, but because I loved you. You carried weights that were never yours for far too long. Some were placed on you by the expectations of others. Some fell on you through silence that made you take on responsibilities alone. Some came from seasons where you were forced to grow before your time. I saw your shoulders ache, your heart grow heavy, your spirit tilt under the pressure. So I placed my hand upon you and lifted away what did not belong to you. I do not want you living like a boat, always one wave away from sinking, but like a wide field open for my wind to pass through. I lighten you not so you may simply feel better, but so you may be free. Next, I open your eyes to understand why emotional entanglements have fallen away. It was not because you failed in love, nor because you were not good enough. You were separated from those connections because I heard what you could not hear, saw what you could not see, and knew what you could not know. Some bonds were quietly bending your heart in the wrong direction without your awareness. Some attachments, the spiritual realm knew, would pull you away from your true destiny. I cut them not to make you lonely, but to keep you safe. I removed them not to make you lose, but to keep you in the light. You are good soil, and I will not allow anyone to sow poison into it again. And finally, I open your eyes to see that the departure of small thinking is a miracle. You once looked at yourself through the lens of your wounds, so you undervalued who you were. You once looked at the future through fear, so you shrank your vision. You once looked at me through painful experiences, so you reduced your faith. When I tear away the old ways of thinking, you hurt, for they were familiar even though they were small. But I do not want you living as a bird caged in limitation. I want you to be like an eagle who sees the distant mountains. The falling of small thoughts is not to leave you exposed, but to reveal the sky that was always yours. Do you see it now? Each thing that left has opened your eyes a little more. When the burden left, your eyes saw that you do not need to strain to be loved. You are loved even when you are weak. When the entanglement left, your eyes saw that your worth does not come from being held by anyone, but from the fact that I chose you from the beginning. When the small thinking fell away, your eyes saw that I am greater than everything you once feared. What fell away did not make you lose, it helped you see. See me. See yourself. See your path. See your purpose. And now, I want to open your eyes even deeper, to the place where you understand I did not work from a distance. I was beside you when each of those things left, like a physician sitting by a patient's bed, waiting for each fever to pass. I held you through the nights when you felt lost. I wiped your tears when you felt abandoned. I heard your whispered exhaustion saying, "Why is everything changing so quickly?" You did not know that I, myself, was the one shifting the flow because you needed a healing season that could no longer wait. Hear this with the softest part of your heart. I never remove something good without placing something better. I never close a door without opening a horizon. I never let you cry without lifting you stronger afterward. I never leave you empty without filling you again. And I never take away anything that belongs to you. If something leaves in this season, it is because it no longer belongs to the version of you that is emerging. You are not being abandoned, you are being protected. You are not being diminished, you are being increased. Place your hand over your heart and look at me. You are being reshaped. Not according to the standards of the world, but according to the original design I wrote for you. When I open your eyes, you will no longer see what has fallen away as loss, but as heaven's selection for your life. You will see everything as seeds breaking open to grow. You will see the past as soil being plowed for new planting. You will see the present as an early morning covered in dew, a little cold, but clear and full of hope. And you will see me as the one standing beside you, patient, gentle, and infinitely strong. For I am leading you to the place where you truly belong. My child, now that your spiritual eyes have opened, I want to take you into the deepest part of this journey, restoration. I do not want you only to understand what has left. I want you to recognize what is coming. A sacred autumn does not end with emptiness, but with fullness. It does not end with falling leaves, but with soil prepared for new sprouts. I have lightened you, freed you, opened your eyes, and now I want you to know that a tender yet powerful season is approaching. This is not a season of panic or doubt, but a season in which you will rest in me and be built in the light. From this moment on, everything I speak will become warmth, reaching into the deepest parts of your soul. There is a truth I want you to hold tightly. You are not damaged, you are being healed. Wounds do not make you unclean, they only make you tired. And I, the one who knows every breath of your life, never make conclusions about you through weakness or failure. I see you through the light of process, not the light of mistakes. I see your strong seed even when you only see ashes. I see your capacity to rise even when you believe you've lain down too long. I see the road you must walk even when you see only fog. You are loved, held, understood and healed, not because you deserve it, but because you belong to me. I want you to know this as well. The 3 things that left you did not make you weaker. They brought you into the right frequency for the new season. Invisible burdens left so you could walk lighter. Emotional entanglements left so you could love rightly. Small thinking left so you could see expansively. I have cleared the path inside you, and now I am laying each brick of restoration upon it. There is no rushing, no forcing, only the steady progression of my love. You do not need to hurry, you only need to remain. For restoration does not come through effort, but through presence. And I am here hour by hour, day by day, rhythm by rhythm, breath by breath, making sure you will not lose your way for even a moment. Let me speak this softly but deeply. The days you thought you were going backward were actually days when I was laying your foundation. The moments you felt weaker than before were moments when I was teaching you how to lean on me. Silence is not a sign that I have left you. It is a sign I am working in places your eyes cannot see. Each time you feel unsettled, it is not because you have failed, but because I am pulling your heart away from what no longer belongs to you. Each time you feel confused, it is not because you are wrong, but because you are seeing through eyes in the middle of healing. Be patient with yourself, as I am patient with you. And now, I want to breathe into you the air of a new hope. You are not an unfinished story. You are a story being continued. You are not someone who arrived late. You are someone arriving at heaven's appointed time. You are not a failure trying again. You are someone being rebuilt by my own hands. Disappointment once dimmed the soft light in your eyes, but I am awakening that light again. Life is flowing back into the parts you thought had fallen asleep. Hope is blooming again like flowers opening in a dewy morning. And you will see soon that what I am doing in you is far more beautiful than anything you think you lost. Imagine your heart as a garden that has just endured a storm. There are broken branches, fallen leaves, stirred soil, but none of these are signs of an ending. They are signs that the ground is ready to be sown again. I am plowing the soil of your heart, removing weeds, softening what was compressed, creating room for new roots to grow. You have not lost your beauty. You are being prepared for a beauty that lasts. Now, my light will shine into every corner you once hid. Now, my peace will soothe every pain you once endured alone. Now, my warmth will soften your heart again. This is not just healing, this is rebirth. And finally, my child, I want you to step into one simple truth that is enough to change an entire life. You are not defined by what is left, but by the one who remains. I do not leave you. I do not change my mind about you. I do not grow weary of you. I do not regret choosing you. This sacred autumn is only the beginning of a journey far more beautiful than you have ever dared imagine. You are being held, being led, being changed, being built. And from this moment forward, I want you to embrace the new season as someone who knows they are loved. This is where the message closes, not with a period, but with the open door of a future filled with light, with peace, with restoration, and with the breath I have set apart for you. I want you to sit for a moment and feel more clearly the lightness that is happening inside your soul. Not a lightness because everything suddenly became easy, but a lightness because an invisible weight has truly lifted off of you. Do you remember those evenings when your heart tightened and you didn't know why now? I am breathing into that place so your heart can open like an old door being gently oiled. You thought you had grown used to living under that heaviness. So when it was removed, you felt empty, but that emptiness is the space of freedom. I want you to learn to savor this new lightness. Light not because you are running from life, light because you no longer have to strain just to exist. Light because you are walking in my breath, not in your own strength. Light because your soul is finally allowed to breathe. I also want you to look back at the emotional cords that have fallen away as part of a deeper liberation. You did not lose anyone. You were simply released from places that kept your soul locked. You were not rejected. You were taken out of environments that could never nourish your growth. I do not leave you in connections that drain your heart. I pull you into places where I can water you with life. When someone leaves and your soul becomes lighter, that is not separation, that is deliverance. You are not wrong when peace rises in situations that should have hurt you. That is the sign that I am standing in the middle of every shift. I know the shrinking of your old mindset has left you both relieved and unsettled. You see yourself begin to think bigger, believe bigger, and see yourself differently, and that unfamiliar expansion feels like stepping into a room larger than you have ever lived in. But that is precisely my intention. All this time, you have been living inside a frame far too small for the magnitude I placed within you. I have widened the space inside your heart so you can hold more light, more hope, more capacity. Do you remember those evenings when your heart tightened and you didn't know why now? I am breathing into that place so your heart can open like an old door being gently oiled. You thought you had grown used to living under that heaviness. So when it was removed, you felt empty, but that emptiness is the space of freedom. I want you to learn to savor this new lightness. Light not because you are running from life, light because you no longer have to strain just to exist. You feared being hurt, feared being wrong, feared disappointment, so your soul tightened like someone bracing against the wind. But now, I am slowing your rhythm, opening your chest, letting my breath enter you more deeply. You are starting to feel peace not from the outside, but from the place where I have made my home within you. Peace is no longer something you chase, it becomes something that flows from within. Some old memories that once pierced you now fade quietly. It is not because you forgot, it is because I am washing the salt of pain off of them. You still remember, but the memories no longer bite your heart. You still look back, but you no longer see yourself condemned in those scenes. You still see the old images, but as though watching someone else's life, no longer trapped inside it. This is part of restoration. I heal memories with light. I remove the sting but leave the lesson. I take away the bitterness but leave the wisdom. I take away the wound but leave the maturity. I want you to know that my presence in this season is not like the seasons before. Before, you felt me faintly, like a distant echo, but now I come close like the breath touching the back of your neck. You will notice me in moments that seem random, a passing comment, a beam of light entering your room, a morning without wind, a sudden pause you cannot explain. These are not coincidences, they are my quiet nearness, reminding you that this time you are not walking through things by trying to survive, but by being led. You will sense me not through logic, but through inner resonance like a string touched at the exact frequency. Let me hold you with this truth: you do not have to run to be kept. You are kept even when you sit still. You are not safe because you are strong, but because I am strong for you. You are not loved because you are always right, but because my love does not change. You are not protected because you are deserving, but because you belong to me. What leaves your life is not rejection, it is space for my arms to wrap around you more tightly. You can lean on me without fear of distance. You can be weak without fear of abandonment. You can be honest without fear of judgment. You are held even when you cannot feel it. Do not be surprised if in the coming days you begin to see new sprouts rising within you. Not sprouts of impatience, but of peace. Not sprouts of illusion, but of clarity. Not sprouts of fear, but of trust. I do not sow hastily, I sow with timing. And now is the time. Like sprouts rising from soil that once seemed barren, your soul will bloom in places you thought would remain dead. Not because of what you do, but because I am doing in you what you could never do for yourself. I never abandon the ground I have planted, and you are that ground. My beloved child, let your heart become quiet in this one crucial truth. All the lightness, all the emptiness, all the widening you feel, these are only preparation. You are being cleared to be filled. You are being unbound so you can receive. You are being renewed so you can carry something deeper that I am about to place within you. I do not heal you merely so that you can breathe easier. I heal you because you are about to enter a season of infilling your soul once did not have the strength to hold. Let your heart soften. Let your steps steady. Let your waiting be peaceful. For I am coming not in a storm, but in a gentle wind, to fill you with the very thing you have waited for all these years. My child, I want you to pause for a moment and let your heart become truly still, because what I am about to speak will open your spiritual eyes in a way soft yet deep, like a warm breath fogging a mirror on a cold night. There are things you see only with natural eyes, and because of that, you think you understand everything. But everything I am doing in your life, from burdens falling away, to connections breaking, to your mindset expanding, carries a spiritual layer your natural eyes have not yet touched. I do not want you merely to get through this season. I want you to see the heavenly meaning behind it. When your spiritual eyes open, you will see that these movements are not random, they are woven by my hands. You will see that you are not being shaken by the winds of life, but guided by the wind of heaven. You will see that everything changing around you is my way of reminding you that I am closer than you think. This awakening begins not in the eyes, but in the heart. When your spiritual eyes open, you will begin to see things you used to pass by unaware. You will understand why I led you away from places that looked fine, though your soul found no rest there. You will understand why I closed certain relationships even when you still wanted to hold on. You will understand why I reshaped you so you no longer fit into the small mental cage you once lived in. These things are not chaos, they are the separation of light and darkness in your life. To have spiritual sight is to recognize the holy shaping taking place within you. You will come to understand that what you lost was not memory, it was a doorway leading to the wrong path. You will see that everything I do has purpose, and everything I do is on time. I want you to know that when your eyes open, you will see me in the smallest details. The moments you thought were just emotions were actually my gentle touch. The things you thought were coincidences were my arrangements. The mornings you woke earlier than usual for no reason, those were times I lifted you out of shadows so you could hear me more clearly. The moments when your heart softened after pain, that was my hand resting upon your chest. The times you felt a light breeze pass by, that was my breath signaling new life. When your spiritual eyes open, you will see me not only in great miracles, but hidden inside every subtle movement no one else notices. I have never left you, you simply had not yet seen me clearly. When your eyes open, you will also recognize what no longer belongs to you. You will feel which spaces make your heart heavy, even if they look beautiful on the outside. You will discern which words carry death, even if they sound kind. You will recognize those who approach you with intentions that shrink your soul, even when they appear sincere. You will distinguish false gentleness from true peace. You will hear clearly what is my voice and what is the voice of fear, not so that you become suspicious of everything, but so that you do not lose your way in this new season. I do not open your eyes so you can judge others. I open your eyes so you can guard your own soul. Once you see deeply, you will realize it is not only your environment that has changed, you yourself have changed. You will recognize that you no longer react to old wounds the same way. You are no longer easily pulled by empty promises. You are no longer led by the fear of failure. You no longer live under the belief that you are not enough. When your spiritual eyes open, you will see that you have been growing little by little, beautifully, silently. I have been doing this work in quietness, and now I want you to see it so that you may be grateful for your own journey. There are boundaries your natural eyes cannot see, but your spiritual eyes will see them as clearly as drawn lines, the boundary of peace and the boundary of chaos, the boundary between what comes from me and what comes from darkness, the boundary between what nourishes your soul and what drains it. When your eyes open, you will recognize the exact moment you step beyond the safe line. You will feel it when a word lowers your spirit. You will notice when a thought lacks, "My life." These boundaries are not to frighten you, but to keep you within my protective embrace. Spiritual boundaries are not fences. They are the realm of peace I set up to guard you from unnecessary pain. When your spiritual eyes open, you will see the signs of a new season before it fully arrives. You will sense a stream of peace flowing within you even when nothing on the outside has changed. You will hear my voice more clearly even when you do not understand everything yet. You will notice thin rays of hope appearing even while the sky is still gray. You will recognize opportunities that come as softly as wind, not loud but unmistakable. Spiritual sight allows you to see not through reality, but through truth. For reality may be dark, but my truth is always bright. And that brightness is what is guiding you step by step. And finally, you will see the most important thing. You will see me. And in me, you will see yourself. There are boundaries your natural eyes cannot see, but your spiritual eyes will see them as clearly as drawn lines, the boundary of peace and the boundary of chaos, the boundary between what comes from me and what comes from darkness, the boundary between what nourishes your soul and what drains it. When your eyes open, you will recognize the exact moment you step beyond the safe line. You will feel it when a word lowers your spirit. You will notice when a thought lacks, "My life." And right now your eyes are brighter than you think. I want you to pay attention to what is happening inside you these days. There is a gentle yet undeniable call, like the sound of water from a hidden stream in the forest, and you know it is not the voice of your mind, but the voice of your soul. That is where I am calling you deeper. You will no longer call yourself by the names your past placed on you. You will no longer see yourself as someone who must strain to earn love. You will no longer see me as distant, but as the one holding your hand with every step. When your spiritual eyes open, you will realize you are not lost, not wrong, not late. You are standing in the very center of what I am doing. You are walking in new light. You are being led into the deep peace I have prepared, and I want you to follow it. For it is the call leading you into steady, lasting light. I know you once feared silence, because silence made you think you had been left behind. But now, as the layers of your soul have been peeled away, silence has become the doorway through which you sense me without the interference of noise. You will see me more clearly in the quiet evenings. You will feel me in the moments you simply place your hand on your chest and breathe. When every burden has loosened, when old emotional ties have been released, when small thinking has been stretched open, then the empty space inside you becomes the place where I can speak without interference. That call does not push you, it pulls you. Soft, yet strong. Tender, yet deep. I am pulling you closer to me, back into the place you were created to stand. You do not hear it with your ears, you hear it with the vibration within. This peace needs no conditions, it only needs presence. You will feel peace move through your body like warmth moving through your veins. You will feel places that were once tight begin to loosen. You will see worries that once kept you awake shrink into tiny dust particles dancing in the sunlight. This peace is the sign that you have come through the storm and are stepping onto new ground. That new ground is not external. The new ground is the deepest layer of your soul where I am rebuilding your foundation. And then you will notice something miraculous. You begin to see yourself clearly. Not to judge yourself, but to understand. You will see the tender parts of you like small branches, and you will know that I am nurturing them to grow. You will see old wounds no longer haunting you, but appearing as soil I have restored. You will notice that reactions once born from fear no longer arise. This clarity does not come from you forcing yourself to analyze. It comes from my light entering the layers you never dared to open. When my light enters, darkness does not need to be fought. It simply retreats. Let me keep shining so you may see yourself through my eyes, the eyes of mercy, truth, and hope. I want you to know your faith is burning again, not as a roaring fire, but as embers being breathed back to life, slowly, but surely. This faith is not the kind that rises to do something grand. It is the kind that rises because you know I am there. Faith does not require strength. Faith only requires a nod in my direction. And each time you nod, the light widens. You will begin to believe what I say about you more than what fear says about you. You will believe my voice more than the voice of your wounds. You will believe the path I open rather than the old roads that have closed. And that is the beginning of the deepest restoration. In the days ahead, you will feel life flowing within you more clearly. Not the kind of temporary excitement that rises and fades, but a gentle life, soft like water passing through a narrow stream in the rock. You will feel your heart soften, your mind brighten, your breathing deepen. You will begin opening yourself to things that once frightened you. You will see the parts of you that had shut down slowly reopening, like old doors being restored. This life does not come because you forced yourself to change. It comes because I have touched the very root of your soul. And when the root is healed, every branch naturally comes back to life. Remember this deeply. Everything I do in you is because I see the radiant version of you that you have never seen. I see you stronger than your fears. I see you brighter than your darkness. I see you larger than your old wounds. I see you like a garden cleared and ready for a season of blooming. And I will not lift my hand from you until you yourself see what I see. You are being held, guided, loved, renewed not in a day, but through an entire season. And in this season, you will not merely pass through, you will be transformed. Listen to this with your whole heart. You are no longer the one walking in the mist. The old veils have fallen. The old illusions have dissolved. The old bonds have broken. You are stepping into a moment where your spiritual eyes are opening to see what you have never seen before. You are not alone, not drifting, not forgotten, not walking the wrong path. You are standing right in the center of the light I have prepared for you. This is not the time for you to shrink back. This is the time for you to open your hands, your heart, your eyes, your ears, and your steps. This is the season where you no longer barely make it through, but the season where you are reborn. You will feel yourself being lifted, as though a gentle yet steadfast strength is holding up your spine. That is not your imagination, that is me. And now, before I close the final breath of this message, I place something upon your forehead: clarity. Clarity to know who you are. Clarity to know which voice is true. Clarity to know which direction is mine. Clarity to keep you from slipping back into the old fog. Clarity to walk into the new ground I have prepared. Go. Not as someone searching for the way, but as someone who has already seen it. Live. Not as someone struggling to stay upright, but as someone who is being upheld. Love. Not from the part of you that once lacked, but from the part that has been filled. And as you walk, remember I go before you. I walk beside you, and I dwell within you. This is my final word for today. you are not only being led into a new season, you are the living proof that the new season is real. Step forward, for the dawn has begun. May the Lord's words continually remind you to live each day in His faith and His love. Remember to follow and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the sacred and meaningful messages the Lord desires to share with you. May God bless you abundantly. Amen.